afraid to say I told you so. Oh, nightfall. In the dark, no one will ever know.
Grant Cagle from East Texas.
What's it?
Okay, cool. Okay, so we were struggling for a long time to figure out the name of our band. We had a whole whiteboard with names and potential names that had some sort of significance to us. And at one point, someone said, "Oh, we should call ourselves." The band got started because I was working at Rodizio Grill, Provo. I was working with Jacob, the lead guitarist, and I found out that he had actually good taste in music. We started talking about music, and I was like, oh, he plays guitar, he's probably about as good as me, like, that's cool. Just, he had the same kind of knowledge, I thought. And then he was like, when are we gonna jam? And I was like, I don't know, I'm like busy, I can't. Oh, I gotta fit it in my schedule. And so finally, he didn't just say, when are we gonna jam? He said, oh, dude, what are you doing Tuesday night? And I was like, nothing, I don't think. And he's like, oh, good. Do you want to come to my place, or I can come to yours, and we'll just jam? And I was like,
well, my husband worked with Jacob, who's the guitarist, and they are both super duper into music. And so Jacob kind of forced himself into our home, and they just started jamming together.
I heard Hannah said I forced my way into their household.
Yes.
I don't believe that's true. Jacob Christensen, I'm from Sandy, Utah.
What do you play in the band?
Guitar, mostly. Bass on some songs. Drums when they let me. Well, this is my first band. I've been playing guitar for 10 years, but other than that, no, I've never been in a band.
we jammed, and he's so freaking talented. And by the end of by the end of the day, he was like, oh, check this out, I just wrote this. And I was like, oh, that would be good with these words. And I started to just kind of make up a melody, and boom, we had our first song. And then I was like, okay, I gotta get my wife on board, because she's really, really musically talented. So I got her in, and we started jamming, all three of us. That's the funny thing. So I'm the lead singer, and my wife is the guitarist, but she's a better singer than me, and I'm a better guitarist than her.
So in my daily life, I am a full-time student at BYU studying language. So we've been playing together since August last year, August 2018. So not super long. We have influences from funk, jazz. I mean, I'm classically trained, and our bassist is classically trained, and the saxophone is actually his instrument. And honestly, to be able to create music with my
And then I knew Brenton, the bassist, from before. My wife and I knew him from before. I call him, and he's like a world-class cellist, incredible saxophonist. He plays piano, like just can throw out anything.
My name is Brenton Jackson, Brenton Dean Jackson. I'm from Virginia, and I play the bass and the sax and the piano and the cello for this band. I started cello when I was 10. I came home from school, my mom was like, do you want to learn how to play the cello? And I said, sure. So we started. I hadn't really done anything before that except, she tried to teach me piano, and that failed miserably. And then saxophone, I started when I was 13, and piano I started in middle school just on my own, and I picked up the bass for the first time 6 months ago. So I'm a grad student at BYU. I'm studying instructional psychology and technology, which is basically just like education and designing instruction. My day-to-day is reading and writing and teaching and researching and that kind of stuff. And then I come home at night and play the bass.
He picked up the bass in August, and he's only been playing bass for a few months, and he's already really good.
Grant and Hannah were like, would you like to be in a band? And I said, sure. And they were like, do you play anything? And I told them what I played, and they're like, well, can you learn the bass? And so I had the bass, which was really convenient. And so I just it's like School of Rock, flip it on the side, and cello, it's a bass. Like I just took cello, which I had experience with, and guitar, which I knew a little bit, and then just like.
We didn't have a bassist, and so I was like, hey, do you want to play bass? And he was like, I could give it a shot. And then by the end of the first jam, he was like, and I was like, what in the world? So then we were just looking for a drummer, and my friend Sebastian, he was over at my house one night, and how's the band going? I was like, it kind of sucks because we don't have a drummer. He said, do you know Josh Nelson? I was like, you know the name? He's like, he plays drums. I don't know how good he is, but you can try it. And he's phenomenal.
My name's Josh Nelson. I play drums, and I've been playing the drums since I was 23, so 14 years. Sebastian called me up one day and was like, hey, my friend needs a drummer, and I know you play drums. Is it okay if I give him your number? I was like, sure. So he gave me his number. Grant called me and asked if I could come jam with him, and so I did. It was quite fun. And it's been in the band ever since. In college, I did a bunch of jazz stuff. Like I was in the jazz ensemble at BYU. I did jazz combos the whole time I was there. If I'm out of work, I'm usually playing music.
Phenomenal. So by that time, we got the whole lineup, and then when we all jammed together, it just kind of like happened. It just worked. It just felt good, and it all sealed together. It was just incredible. So we all
What
met
drives your
in
music?
band. That's how band got started. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm just kidding. I feel a need to play music, like a deep. Then we would be one more step to music and to create. Even made it to the final. The finals. I think that just the finalists get 2 hours of studio time. And creation. And then if you win, you get 4 hours of studio time. Plus like $200 cash. So like, if we could win,
There's so much to know about music.
that would mean
The more I learn,
an absolute kickstart, push, nudge. Hey,
the more I learn.
here's some
the more I
resources.
feel like I need to
Go get them. A nice little
make something
coach's
more and
butt
do
pat.
something
Like,
bigger.
go get them, Tiger. You
And
know?
then I hear a new song.
So that's
that I
what
go,
Battle of the Bands means.
That's the most gorgeous thing I've
So
ever
lately,
done to this point.
I've been feeling really strongly
Made me feel that way.
that
Someone
I
else
need
is
to go
like,
into
"Yeah,
music.
Maybe I can make something that makes
And I don't know.
so and so feel this way.
It's
Maybe
just-
I can make
it's
someone else feel that way
Hard to make that decision.
about a song that
I'm really passionate about music,
I kind of pay it forward.
so I
How do I
worry,
feel when I play music?
one,
Like I'm
that if
with-
my passion became my job, it wouldn't be my passion anymore.
Is there another song that we
I don't think about
Why
it.
not do it? I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe I
What's the
should.
second chorus to rough?
Maybe I'm a coward.
Oh, there it is.
It's similar. That's
Okay. I was like, I know.
We've written this song.
You know, they say there's one sure way to make $1 million in music, and that's to start with 3. Realistically, the dream would be playing like a show or a couple shows a month and just like making enough for like rent or whatever.
Guys, we've finished
I don't know, music is an escape for me.
together.
It is.
If I would have done like a
Together.
music degree, I would
First
feel
time
a lot
without,
more
yeah, without talking about it.
because I feel like I would have had a lot more
Finished
training.
daytime, we ended it.
Like where I'm at right now as a musician, I feel like I would have, in order to do that, I would have to practice like
I was thinking, I was like, oh
2 or
no.
3 hours a day for like 2 years straight to get at the level that like professional drummers are at. But as a drummer, it's fun for me to have a lot of musicians who have different influences come together, because on the drums I kind of get to, like, I have a big influence. Like I feel like I kind of am able to control the time and the overall feel of what happens. And getting a lot of musicians who have different influences causes me to think differently and to do things differently than I would in like just a straight up jazz setting or a straight up rock setting.
It's our first live show, actually. It'll be the first time we've played live. It would mean our first gig.
I would like to see us record an album for sure, and I think that's each time we practice, I feel like that's more and more doable. Each time we write another song, we're getting better. Each time I figure out more what I'm doing on the bass also. I think it'd be fun to tour around for sure. I started off as a music major actually at BYU on saxophone. I was a saxophone performance major, and then I left to go be a missionary for a while, and then I came back and I realized there was no career in saxophone for me. I was not good enough to be a performance major, or at least I didn't want to commit 6 hours of practicing every day to do that. and teaching was probably, I like teaching, clearly, because that's what I'm studying now, but yeah, I was just not ready to make $40,000 a year. Gives meaning, I guess, to my days in a lot of ways. Like, I do a lot of studying and a lot of school, and this is like the thing that I do right now that's not school. And it keeps me sane in a lot of ways, I'd say. Tricky, who knows where we'll go? Like, we're playing our first show in 2 days. I like, who knows how that'll go. So we don't really have a frame of reference yet for how people like us, but I think they will. It's like simultaneously